A huge research survey just came out comparing Fayetteville to the rest of America. Today we're covering how does Fayetteville stack up against the rest of America for taxes, housing, groceries, goods, all the different things when it comes that are important to you. We compare them today on the survey and why Fayetteville, Arkansas still reigns champion to one of the most affordable places to live in America and one of the best places to live in America by far. So let's talk about that. Hey everybody, if you don't know who I am, my name is Phillip Shepard. I'm a local real estate agent located right here in Northwest Arkansas. If you weren't aware, I actually was a real estate broker located in the dumpster fire, horrible, no good, terrible state of Illinois. Moved away from there and I was looking for the best place to live in America, and I found it. I looked all across America looking for different places where I want to move to, and probably very similar to places that you're looking to right now. But I chose Northwest Arkansas for so many different reasons. So if you're ever looking to come down here, obviously check out the whole area. Let me know, call me, text me, email me, whatever the case is, and we'll sit down and talk about the reasons why I chose Northwest Arkansas versus anywhere else in America. And if you haven't been down to Northwest Arkansas quite yet, I made something called the NWA Starter Pack. Sounds exactly what it is. It's literally a starter pack full of all the cool things Northwest Arkansas. What's going on in downtown Bentonville? What's going on in Fayetteville? What's going on in Springdale? What are all the cool things you need to know about Northwest Arkansas? Like medical, education, schools, the whole thing. Package, shipped right to your home, Enter your name below, enter your address below. I'll make sure they get the package shipped to you right away. Also, side note, it does come with your first free mountain bike, so that's pretty cool. And I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. It is my favorite four-letter F word. Free! So enter your information below and make sure they get the package shipped to you right away. Alright, so the first thing we're going to cover is kind of a recap section of what happened with this survey. So looking at the data, it looks like obviously overall, Fayetteville sits way below the national average for so many different things. Healthcare, utilities, grocery items, housing, transportation, etc. So if you move to Fayetteville, Arkansas, the chances are extremely high you are going to be saving money regardless. Now, something this actual research thingy doesn't include, and this is where I include, this is probably the reason why I moved here, is not only just the affordability in all of Northwest Arkansas, but honestly mostly to do with the affordability, the housing of course, but just the things to do and jobs and potential and growth. Like you can move out to, honestly, there are cheaper places to move in America, that is for sure. But how long does it take you to do things? Can you do things on the weekend? Can you have a job? If you're working remote, if you lose that job, are there jobs there to actually, cushion you? And beyond that, it's like just the factor of like the comfort of living, for instance, the fact that you can live in Northwest Arkansas and be in the country if you want to, 20 minutes out and be kind of alone if you so choose to, drive 20 minutes into town and then do your stuff and get out. Not many places like that exist in America because usually they're overran or they're too big or whatever the case is. Northwest Arkansas fits so many specific things that's why so many people move here, is because they're looking for those specific things. And Fayetteville, Bentonville, Springdale, Rogers, Farmington, Prairie Grove, Pea Ridge, Bella Vista, they all kind of encapsulate so many different things, and then that's why so many people move here, is because of those reasons. So let's head back over to Fayetteville section and talk about why Fayetteville stands out amongst so many cities, why it's so affordable and well worth living here. And the first thing we need to talk about when it comes to this brand new data set, why Fayetteville is so awesome to live in, and this is just the more obvious one, and it's the most honestly shocking one when it comes to the data because it's like obvious. Housing is so affordable comparison to national average. It ranked like 77% versus like 100%. So it's so cheap when it comes to national average. And that's one of the big perks and big allurements of people moving here to Northwest Arkansas and Fayetteville specifically, is the fact that housing is so affordable. And the national average sits around the 450s or 430s at the very moment, whereas to get in a brand new construction home in Fayetteville is like, you could get in anywhere between like 275 to 325 for a very standard 3-bedroom, 2-bath. That's very common. Sometimes even cheaper than that, but I don't want to make promises, but it can happen for sure. And that's one of the big perks of living in Fayetteville and some of the outskirt towns a little bit, is that you get such affordable housing and all the perks of Fayetteville, and you get all the perks of living in Northwest Arkansas in general. So this is just, again, showcasing the fact that Fayetteville housing is so cheap comparison to national average. Whoa, before we jump on to the next point, I have something brand new called Instant Home Updates. So maybe you're looking to move to the area and using things like Realtor.com, Zillow.com, or Redfin. Way too slow. Notifications, way too slow. That's why I made something called Instant Home Updates. Sounds exactly what it is. It's literally Instant Home Updates, literally. So enter your information below, name, square footage, bedrooms, bathrooms. Where do you want to move to Northwest Arkansas? Let me know with all that information below. I'll make sure you don't miss a single notification when it comes for homes for sale or for rent, all in Northwest Arkansas. Also, Every single Friday, I send an email out just kind of talking about all the cool things in Northwest Arkansas. What's going on down Bentonville? What's going on in Fayetteville? When is First Fridays? When is First Thursdays? What is going on with the Christmas Hallmark? The whole thing. What's going on in Pinnacle Hills? What's going on around... So much all the time. All the time. Enter your name below. Enter your email below. I make sure you get the email every single Friday. Just kind of recapping all the cool things happening here and things that you want to be aware of when you're coming down here. But sadly, side note, you will get a little fear of missing out, a little FOMO, so to speak. But I promise you will be the most important person eventually when you make your way out to Northwest Arkansas. And the second thing we need to talk about when it comes to Fayetteville, this brand new data set and why it's so awesome to live in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Now this one isn't the nicest one. We need to talk about the elephant in the room out of this. Everything was well below or below national average when it comes to living in the area. We have transportation, health care, utilities, grocery items, etc. But one was a little higher than the national average, and that is Misc goods and services. Now, I'm going to talk about two things here. One of the biggest unnice things about Northwest Arkansas is the sales tax. It sits around 9%, depends on where you're at in the area, but right around 9% is sales tax. Now, I came from like a 10%, 9% place in Chicago, Illinois, so I'm more used to it, but moving to Arkansas, I'm thinking like, I'm going to make so much money. I'm going to have like a 2% sales tax. No, it's 9%. Now, it's specific to both Benton and Washington County. So that's a thing. Now, what I mean by that is that because of all the money that they collect, they obviously put it back into the piggy bank. And I see as a citizen here, and my taxes go to this, I see the rewards of actually paying the sales tax. Whether it's new roads, new buildings, new this, new trails, whatever the case is, there's always doing something in the area that I see like, it's worth it. I'm okay with that. That's the first part. The second part is that if it's just Fayetteville specifically, which it is, there's definitely a little bit of a, we'll call it hog tax, when it comes to the things getting near the University of Arkansas, when it comes to actually the stadium itself. So if you go there, you want the full game experience, you want the popcorn, you want the rice barbecue, you want the food, you want this, you want that. So when you start adding so much money and revenue coming in for the actual stadium itself, I'm sure that's calculated in there, and I'm sure it's definitely more expensive than the average because by golly gee whiz, they are going to make sure they make their money at the games. But it's well worth it because it's always fun. Anyways, that's all part of the factor, and that's why I think it's definitely higher than the national average. And the third thing when it comes to this brand new data set of why it's so awesome to live in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and why it's so affordable, and this is going to be kind of a bunny trail here, but actually this is one of the perks of the whole area itself beyond Fayetteville, is the fact that it's so easy to get to places. Like for instance, there is some very good shopping in Fayetteville, but honestly there's better, I would consider retail shopping in Pinnacle Hills, Rogers, that is for sure. There's a lot of good grocery stores in Fayetteville. There's a couple other ones I really prefer in other places in Northwest Arkansas. And the funny thing is it takes so short to get there. It's like maybe 15, 20 minutes tops. Now, oftentimes you're driving to other places, you just stop along the way. Like there are people that travel from Fayetteville to Bentonville, Bentonville to Fayetteville to Bella Vista, just Prairie Grove, everywhere in Northwest Arkansas because it's not that hard to travel. There's major highways, there's major roads, there's crisscrosses both north, east, and west. So traveling from one part to the other, super easy. So maybe you want to avoid that more higher expensive sales tax in Fayetteville potentially. You can go up to Bentonville and get a little cheaper sometimes in certain places, but that's kind of the rare side. Both Washington and Benton have that expensive side to them. Washington counties have both that expensive side. But one of the perks again is being able to travel all across Northwest Arkansas, and you're not stuck to just Fayetteville specifically, and that is a major perk of living in the area. Alright, that's all I have for you guys today. Again, if you are thinking about coming down to Northwest Arkansas, download my 3-day itineraries, link below. Maybe you're an adventurer, maybe you're a sports person, maybe you're a foodie, maybe you're a sightseer, maybe you're kids, whatever it is, whatever it is, all the 3-day itineraries are linked below. So go ahead and download them, easy when you get down here. Also, when you do come down here, I can give a $10 tour so you can kind of show around the whole area. Plus, we can check out some homes for sale or for rent and see how far your dollar would go in Northwest Arkansas compared to where you're coming from. Alright guys, I'll see you next one.